Hey, welcome again to the Bob and Mike or Mike and Bob show. I'm Mike, so I'm going first this time. I'm Mike Cairns. I'm Director of Ram Truck Engineering.
Hi, I'm Bob Hegbloom. I'm the Director of the Ram Truck brand. And today we're going to talk about our all-new ProMaster City that will come out in 2015 model year. So the first question, which is great, is a number of fans have asked this, so we thought we'd get this one out of the way. What is the history of the vehicle, and what is the Fiat integration? And so a little bit about this vehicle, our relationship with Fiat Professional, which is our sister brand in Europe, they've had this vehicle in market since the early 90s. There's 1.3 million units that have been produced in market. And on top of that, they've won Van of the Year 2 times. So we've taken a proven platform that delivers to the commercial customers in Europe, and we were able to bring that product to the U.S. to meet the needs of all of our commercial customers. Mike, you want to go through a few of these?
Yeah, exactly. Well, European vehicles, as Bob mentioned, the Doblo is a fantastic vehicle in Europe, has done extremely well for many decades. As we bring it to the U.S., probably no surprise to all of you, the roads in the U.S. are a little more harsh than they are in Europe. We have more chuck holes and more, we call vertical input into the suspension. So because of that, we took data, we did design enhancements to stiffen the suspension and the suspension attachment points to be able to handle U.S. roads, and as well as a little bit of dynamic tuning more to U.S. tastes. And then, of course, the most important thing, we added a big cup holder. Very important to U.S. customers.
You're going to take that?
Oh, yeah, I got the next question. Okay, so we got a question from Robert Boyle on Facebook. Any plans for the 2-liter Fiat powertrain diesel? Great question, actually. Robert must know, in Europe, Fiat sells a lot of the Doblos with 2-liter diesel manual transmission. It is a great package. We've actually brought a few here in the U.S. when we were developing the vehicle. We love to drive it. It really is nice, fun to drive, great power. The problem in the U.S. market, though, is manuals just don't sell particularly well, so we need to put an automatic in. U.S. emission regulations for diesels are more stringent than Europe right now, so there'd be a lot of development costs into bringing that powertrain in, although in the future we might, depending on how well the product does and the interest in the marketplace. So we like that engine very much and would look to bring it in if possible.
Well, you didn't tell them that we had fun in Italy with that vehicle as well. So
we're on the Fiat proving grounds in Loco. Beautiful.
No, it's a great powertrain, Robert. So hopefully, at least from a brand standpoint, we love it, and we'll see what happens. The next question is from Josh Smith from Facebook as well, and his question is, what are the gas mileage estimates? What we've said in all of our releases so far is that we'll have best-in-class fuel economy with this vehicle. And that's really important because when you think about the application, how these vehicles are used, cost of ownership is so important in today's market that we have to focus on that because that's one of the key drivers when you get into cost of ownership. What's this vehicle going to cost me to operate every single day? So having that is extremely important. And we'll have the finalized numbers. We're working on all of our testing. And as we get closer to launch at the end of the year, we'll have those numbers and we'll get them out to you.
Yeah, and I should have mentioned, there's one powertrain offered right now, the 2.4-liter Tiger Shark, coupled with the Chrysler 9-speed automatic transmission. That's the only powertrain right now. It's a fantastic powertrain offered in a number of other Chrysler products now. And so it is a Chrysler powertrain put into this, we'll call it European van.
Yeah. Well, and that also delivers best-in-class power. So when you look at the horsepower and the torque numbers that this vehicle will deliver, it will be best-in-class as well. So very important as you're using this vehicle in your daily environment. So whether it's in a delivery application, as a mobile work site, you need that performance attribute getting onto a highway or just driving around the city, you need that performance and that capability, and this powertrain delivers.
Right. That's where the 9-speed, that sounds like a lot of gears. It's really well developed. It's actually developed by ZF in Germany. Beautiful transmission. Having 9 gears really works great in a city environment because you get a very high gear ratio for the startup and takeoff, so you can carry a lot of payload, get the vehicle moving, and then change gears, and you keep the powertrain in its optimum RPM band for best fuel economy. So it really does work well, and the shifts are extremely smooth. There's another question about 9-speed I see popping up here. Tyler Lipa on Twitter, has there been any hardening to the 9-speed automatic for this kind of drive cycle? The question, good question, and the answer is yes. This drive line and powertrain, the 9-speed in particular, are in the current Jeep Cherokee and now the Chrysler 200. The Cherokee is actually fairly close in weight, but the gross vehicle weight rating of this is higher. So we did have to beef up the what we call park pall, so the park position, to be able to handle the higher GVW and the higher gross combined weight. But otherwise, this transmission is held up extremely well. We did all the development testing here in the U.S., like the big ProMaster, out at our Chelsea Proving Grounds and Arizona Proving Grounds. So it was developed through our normal Chrysler durability schedule and did very, very well.
I love the next question, so I get the...
All right, yeah, go ahead.
So Mateo asked this question from Facebook.
You're not going to pronounce his last name?
I think I would do an injustice if you want to take the shot.
Teledico.
That was very good.
How'd I do?
That was very good. So his question is, will this have a Hemi? And, you know, that's makes me chuckle.
Well, I like Matteo. That's a great question. I like how he thinks.
Right.
Every vehicle should have a Hemi. They're all better with a Hemi. It's kind of like bacon, you know. Everything's better with bacon, and everything's better with a Hemi in it. Little bit big of an engine to drop into a ProMaster City.
You don't think you can cut the fender wells out and push the?
I have engineering, so yeah, we can do about anything. We go make one, but I'm not sure I can make a lot of them. That would be fun, but I don't see it on the horizon.
No, and I'll tell you, we're going to have some fun with this van as we go out. You know, it's a great commercial-oriented product. But, you know, you look at an application, we also have a 5-passenger variation that has a ton of room behind the second row seat, 4 feet from the back of that seat to the lift gate. And we can do some fun stuff with that. So be on the lookout, you know, over the next year of some different things we may do with this van. But I can tell you there probably won't be a Hemi in it. So I think we've got a question coming in now live.
Yeah, hi guys. I'm a small business owner and do a lot of transportation for my business. And I was wondering, what's the payload on the ProMaster City?
Well, so I'll take this, Mike. The you know, owning a small business, as we talked about, it's so important to deliver on the key attributes that you're looking for. That cost of ownership, because we're going to have to deliver on that so you can make money. The other side is hauling the load, and we know that it's so important, so we wanted to have best-in-class payload capabilities. So that's 1,883 pounds, which will be best in class. And then all those performance numbers we talked about with the 2.4 9-speed, all of the attributes that delivers is certainly going to be able to haul that around for you. So thank you very much for that question.
Yeah. Also to add to that too, though, we have the cargo capacity also. It's 131.7 cubic feet of cargo space, so there's room to actually put in 1,883 pounds of payload. It's a good size, very vertical walls, very usable space. And you mentioned the 2.4 9-speed again. One of the cool things, even with big payloads, this market has tended to be kind of underpowered, right? Some of the previous offerings, not the Ram CV, but some of the other guys out there. This 2.4 9-speed really will get up and go. In fact, we have a 0 to 30 metric, which I think is a good metric for a city delivery vehicle, 3.7 seconds. So this thing gets up and goes, gets you out into traffic very quickly.
Well, and that 0 to 30 is the important piece.
Yeah.
You got to get out of the way. You got to be able to get this vehicle moving. Hauling that kind of payload, 1,883 pounds, delivering on that performance, it's what they're looking for.
Looks like we got another live question. Mike Chase.
Hey guys.
There it
Yeah,
is.
my name is Mike Chase, and I just launched a small business of my own, and I'm just not sure if which vehicle I need between the ProMaster or the ProMaster City. I was just hoping that you guys could highlight some of the key differences to help me with my decision.
Yeah, you know, it's a good question, and thanks so much for the interest in our vans. We're, as you see, very proud of them. There is a pretty big difference. The ProMaster that we launched last year is a very large van. Comes in a large variety of sizes, cubic feet capacity from 260 cubic feet all the way up to 463 cubic feet. So compare that to the ProMaster City, which is 131.7. So it's about double. Even the smallest ProMaster is about double the cargo size capacity of the ProMaster City. So ProMaster City is a much smaller vehicle, but with that you get more efficiency. It's, again, 2.4 four-cylinder engine with a 9-speed transmission. It'll be more fuel efficient, and in city driving, it's nimble. It handles great. That's one of the things. It's got, you know, definitely European handling. One of the things our dynamics guys have always been pretty excited about when you drive it. It's really, really fun to drive. Great for a city environment to dart in and out of traffic, get into tight parking spots. So it really depends what your needs are. GCW is 5,380 for the ProMaster City, excuse me, GB, and the GVW for the big ProMasters all the way up to 9,350 pounds. So there's a big difference. Really depends what your needs are.
Well, we also talked about the payload. The payload is going to be significantly more with the ProMaster. Mike talked about that fun to drive aspect as well. When you get into the ProMaster, with the front wheel drive variation that we have on that, the turning radius is consistent with a mid-size sedan. So you've got a product out there. It's a big van. It can handle all the loads that you're looking for. It has the cargo capacity as well. That's best in class. But it spans a pretty wide spectrum. When you think about that lineup, we have 14 different configurations that are out there, from a cargo van to a passenger configuration to a chassis, as well as a cutaway. So depending on what your needs are out there, ProMaster City may be just a absolute perfect vehicle. But as you move up and you have more demands, ProMaster will be a great choice as well. So, you know, if you're just starting out, you need the smaller one. As you grow, we've got that product lineup as well.
I'd suggest you buy at least one of each.
Well, that would be good.
Because then you can try both out and see what fits your needs best. So, all right, thanks for the question.
Thanks.
Great. And thanks very much for the interest.
Thank you guys.
So the next question, John Carrillo on Facebook as well. Will this replace the Caravan-based Ram cargo van? And, you know, when we went out a few years back, we went and talked to the commercial customers when we developed the Ram cargo van. And there were some key attributes that those customers were looking for. We've talked about cost of ownership. We've talked about delivering on the capability, the cargo capacity. But the other piece they were looking for with the Ram cargo van was they wanted the privacy panels, and they wanted a solid load floor that they could attach the racks and bins to as they upfit these vehicles. The great thing about bringing ProMaster City to market is this vehicle was developed for that application. And so we're going to bring that over. We'll start having them out to the dealers the end of the year into the first quarter of next year. So those will be available, and at that time we'll transition down the Ram cargo van. And so we'll have a few out there, but we'll be transitioning to the ProMaster City.
I was reading ahead, and it actually feeds in nice to the next question from Juanita Smith Flamer on Facebook. She says, I like it. Thank you. We do too. Is it larger than a Chrysler Town and Country? We are in the market next year, and we have a Chrysler Town and Country. I have a scooter because I do not walk well, and this looks ideal. The van works, but I like the looks of it. Oh, great. Yeah. Can you tell me the wheelbase of this? So the wheelbase is almost the same as the Town and Country. It's about an inch difference. I think 122 versus 121. So it's only a very similar wheelbase, but the vans are quite different. Of course, the Chrysler Town and Country is built as a minivan, a people hauler primarily. The ProMaster City really is built as a cargo van and more of a commercial type van, although we definitely have passenger wagon versions also available, and we're looking to grow that market also. When you look at the space inside, the length in a Chrysler Town and Country is longer, has a little bit longer interior cargo length, but the ProMaster City is a little wider and taller. And of course, the ProMaster City has cargo doors in the rear, which is really nice for the commercial market. For your needs, I'd say take a look at both. The Town and Country for years has done a great job working on the, what do we call that? The mobility market, thank you, the mobility market. And I know it's something we're starting to look at on ProMaster City because it's a great market, and we'd like to try to sell in that space also.
Yeah, and we've worked with Mobility Works. You know, the great thing of taking a proven platform that's in market today and in Europe is our counterparts at Fiat Professional do a great job working with the mobility companies. So this vehicle has been in market. They've used it in those types of applications. So we've got components that we don't have to go out, design, develop. We can bring those to market, go through our base testing, but it's already available. So that's the great thing about having a partner and a relationship like this is we can bring these pieces and parts to market to meet the needs of all these customers.
Yeah. Now, as far as your scooter fitting, no problem. My wife's uncle, in fact, is on a scooter. And I know the rough size and dimensions. It would fit easily, even in the passenger wagon version, where you still have almost 4 feet of cargo space, 4 feet by 4 feet in the rear, and should be plenty to fit a scooter. So I'm confident it would work. Again, looking at your needs and the outfits available,
Yeah.
we'll continue to work on this mobility market piece. Thanks for your interest.
Well, and you know, we love these vehicles when we get one as a taxi cab in Europe because we get all the room inside and then room for the luggage, so we're not squeezed into that.
Yeah, yeah, some of the European, you know. Anyway, let's move on here.
So JD Manibusan on Twitter.
Nice.
But I did better than the last one. You did good on that. And we apologize if those were pronounced incorrectly. Which color has been most popular? You know, with these vans, 95% of the commercial market uses a white van. So white's the most popular color. And I know, I think they were gonna, we saw this question, we've got a slide that goes through all the variations of colors available. These are colors that are used with Fiat Professional in Europe today. So if you want to go online, you can see those colors. We'll have them out on our website as well when you go into a configurator. The great thing is you'll be able to look at this. But we also wrap all of our vehicles. We have that available. And, you know, ProMaster was just named the Wrapped Vehicle of the Year because these vehicles in a work type application, it's a rolling billboard. And we want to be able to wrap these vehicles, make sure that that business name is first and foremost pushed out into the marketplace.
You should work on a rap about your rap.
Well, yeah. Well, no, I
maybe not.
Don't know if I could go there. So,
all right.
You know,
we
talk about, you know, wrapping the vehicles, putting the logos and the business name on it. there's other applications that we also do from a business standpoint through our on-the-job upfit promotion.
Right. Yeah, well, we've got, as you know, we've got an upfit center here in the States to do upfits for certain applications. So there's a myriad of options when you have a cargo van. Again, ProMaster City has really nice vertical walls. It's a great wide open space, over 49.4 inches wide at the wheel wells, 60 inches wide above the wheel wells, 7 feet, almost 7 feet in total length. Really a great space. And with these vertical walls, really makes a great spot to put in the racks, the various racks that upfitters like to use. We have the ability to install some of those for certain orders through our upfit center. Ladder racks, all kinds of things. We're looking in that whole market, working with the upfitters out there to be able to provide any and all kinds of upfits.
Well, and that's the beauty of having the barn-style doors in the back that open up, and you can open them up to a 90 all the way around. So now you've got a situation, if you do have a ladder rack or you have material on the roof of the van, easy access to that. The lift gate wouldn't be in the way. So a great configuration that's out there when you upfit the vehicles. There was a question, I'm going to go down one here. It's from Sean Morris on Google+. Are ProMasters going to be available at any dealer or limited to the Business Link dealers? ProMaster, our large van, is only sold through our Business Link network, as well as chassis cabs. And the reason we do that is we require the dealers to be able to service the product. So they need to have a lift that can handle the heavy loads that those vehicles could potentially be carrying. And they need to have the door height because, you know, we just talked about a ladder rack. Guy comes in, he's got a ladder rack. You need that door opening high enough so there wouldn't be any issues. When you look at some of the smaller vehicles, whether it's a Ram 1500 into some of our heavy-duty pickups, and then ProMaster City, all of our vehicles will be sold and serviced throughout the network. So all 2,300 dealers out there that sell Ram products, they'll be selling the ProMaster City.
Right. Well, because I think of the wagon version, a 5-passenger version, it's actually a really comfortable vehicle. It's a retail customer vehicle, and a really nice to drive, lots of space. So that could be sold. It's more of a mainstream vehicle.
Well, and then the powertrain, like we've talked about, it's a 2.4-liter 9-speed that is out there in other products that we offer, so our dealers will be able to service that product very easily. So the last question here is a number of fans have asked this, by the way. Who is the vehicle built for? You know, and is it right for me? Well, of course it's right for you. It's a great product. So, but when we look at the product and we look at it, at least from a commercial standpoint, two primary areas that we see as opportunities based on what's going on in the market. One's the delivery side of the business, people using this to deliver products, goods, and or people. You know, as we talked about, the 5-pass configuration with all the room behind the seat. And then on the other side of that, you know, you're delivering goods every single day in the marketplace. The other side of the equation is this is a mobile workshop, and you've got a situation where you use this product to get to the job site. It carries all the goods that you need, and then allows you to use this as a workstation. Whether that's a plumber, an electrician, you get into some of the satellite companies where may not be carrying extremely heavy loads, but the items will fit in this package perfectly. The other side of that is you get into a catering service, perfect vehicle for that type of an application. When we look out across our network, and what makes this vehicle so special, at least in our minds, is it really helps us fulfill the lineup that we have in the marketplace today from a commercial standpoint. We introduced the ProMaster last year, plays in the Class 2 segment, up to 9,350 pounds, as Mike talked about, delivers on all of those attributes, 14 configurations. We'll now have ProMaster City to play in that smaller piece of the market where, you know, you're not looking for huge capability numbers, huge cargo space. And then we have our full lineup of pickup trucks and chassis cabs as well that hit on all of the core that our customers are looking for, that best-in-class fuel economy, whether it's a gas or diesel with our 3.6-liter Pentastar and our 3-liter EcoDiesel that we just came out with, or the true capability numbers that we have on heavy duty, which are phenomenal, up to 30,000 pounds of towing capability, which it scares me to even think about. And
I've driven them.
It's
a lot of weight.
So when you look at our lineup, what we've got out there, going out, delivering it through this network of dealers, we're pretty proud of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great lineup. Don't forget the Hemi, also 22 miles per gallon highway. Even that with a great 8-speed transmission, it's just an incredible package.
Well, and you know, it delivers day to day, whether you're hauling a load or not. So great opportunity. You know, once again, thank you very much for tuning in and all your great questions. And we look forward to the next time. Thank you very much.
Take care. Thank you.